What do you have there, Caleb?
These are adventure cards. We didn't use these in Campaign 1, so we're going to use them this time. You're going to get one a session. We might change these rules over time, but you're going to get one a session. You can hold on to it between sessions, and you can choose to keep the one you have or keep the new one when you get it. So you can essentially spend it every session, because you're going to get a new one, and you never can keep more than one.
This is a good one.
I'm not going to tell.
It's a love interest one?
Mine's a secret.
Fine, mine is too.
Yeah.
But
They're
it's a good
supposed
one.
to be secrets until you play them.
You arrive at Spoke Ridge a day later. It was a hell of a time getting here. Any tracks left by the power ranchers are pretty quickly taken away by the windstorms that travel through here. Spoke Ridge gets its name for vaguely resembling a wagon wheel. There's these maze-like structure of ridge lines that come out from a center point. You can find your way up one of these almost dunes with ease. We get a shot of your vehicle pulling up with that storm cloud now closer in the background. You see a few listless power heads. They're dilapidated like a storm's hit them since the rancher was kidnapped. Cracked, broken solar panels, and there's one of these things that's on legs that's just crawling in a circle. And the shot we see is like your truck pulling up and the two of you getting out momentarily to just see this thing walking in circles in front of you. I mean, it probably weighs 2,000 pounds, but it just looks sad. It looks like a chicken with its head cut off in slow motion, trying to walk underwater. Red light. Although there is a bit of a shadow cast from another large storm brewing in the distance towards the sub-solar zone. A large wall of orange turned brown in shadow, and once again you see lightning crackle inside as you both stand here in the whipping wind. I think we get a shot of Jethro leaning down and picking up a few brass shell casings that would burn you if you were wearing bare fingers, but of course we see you grab it in your gloves.
Surprised the shells haven't been covered by dust yet.
Keaton looks pretty uninterested in anything that would be considered evidence around. I think he's just looking up this vista between these two mountain ranges at what is another massive storm coming from the front as another one is coming from behind.
Speaking of which, I think Jethro opens up. He's got these little saddlebag things on the sides of his suit. I think he pops one open and pulls out a little device. It's almost like a Doppler radar kind of thing. Can kind of predict storms and weather patterns within the subsolar zone.
Listen, that looks pretty fucked up. Should we be concerned about that?
Yeah, I think Jethro gets out this little device, shakes it a little bit, hits it on the side a couple times. I think it'll just miss us. You're in for a treat.
Yeah, that looks like a fucking treat.
Something to be seen when it's up close.
I'll give you that. It's got this majesty to it.
It's gonna be a while before any of Mad Dog's men make their way out here, though. Guess we better try and get some rest.
Alright, well, what are we gonna do? Sleep in the fucking passenger seat?
Nah, I got a sleeper cab in the back.
Oh,
It'll be
that's
snug, but...
You know me, I like to cuddle.
You want anything to eat?
Yeah, what do you got? I brought something good, too, actually.
No, what do
If
you
want
got?
something good.
Because I don't got anything good, tell you that right now.
He reaches into his bag and he pulls out what can only be described as the adult Lunchable of a person who was raised in more money than you can imagine. It's a mix between a charcuterie board and a full fucking meal, like a 5-star meal.
So it's like an MRE for Jeff Bezos.
Yes, and he hands you one as he pulls out his own. Listen, I only got a couple of these, but figure you haven't eaten anything this good, which is sad, by the way, in a long time.
It is sad, and you are right. Thank you.
Two of you eat and watch the clock tick by. People here on Almanac stick to Earth standard days just not to go crazy. If you were following years here, you'd be waiting forever, so it's the best system they got. How long are y'all waiting for?
I mean, we're waiting for them to attack us, basically, right?
Keeping an eye out the windows. And...
Got my knocks.
Oh, some sweet knocks,
Yeah,
dude.
we got knocks for sure.
I set this up here because I thought you guys would want to set up near a head, near a solar head.
Sure.
Well, we're like near that one that's limping around, right?
Right, yeah.
So we could look like a repair crew.
That's true. You're kind of sticking out on the ridge line. I guess Cameron, roll 1d4 for me.
That's a 4, baby.
What does that
That's
mean?
BDE, dude. Big dick energy.
Yikeronies.
What'd that mean?
Well, the question is, the hell do you do for 4 days?
4 days? We're gonna go a little stir crazy out here. For sure.
Just give me the montage. Don't give me the...
I mean, we're shooting stuff probably.
Yeah, I think day one is like us fucking sitting there.
I've got a little rifle.
We're like hanging out and talking. Like day 2 is us throwing rocks at the head. Day 3 is us shooting. And then day 4, I'm kind of half-assed shooting at some shit with a pistol. And we're just looking progressively more bored, trying to entertain ourselves with what we have.
Well, day 4, I think you don't know they're coming yet, but they arrive at a really inopportune time. What time is that?
Somebody's taking a dump for sure.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that in the desert? Just burn your cheeks?
Maybe your suits have poop chutes?
There's like a special like switch you have to switch so that it subverts all of the cooling in your suit just to your butt.
Just
To your little
shoots
butt.
air.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
It's got a little AC for your butt.
yeah, if it shot enough air out, you might not burn your butt.
And you have to be really careful because when some of the jets are off,
Yeah.
it makes your poop blow in weird directions.
Some vehicles maybe got little toilets built into them with their own AC units, so a little bit more comfortable. You can take your time, you know.
Oh, maybe I have one of those.
Probably if you're living in your car.
Dig a hole in the ground and it probably just looks like some sort of fabric or tarp or something, but it's like pretty heat resistant for a short period of time.
Sure,
Long
sure.
enough for you to take a dookie.
Well, in that case, somebody's in there because the other person has to keep watch and be close enough you can yell to the other person when shit's a coming. Well, shit is a coming, but you know. Yo, little poop joke.
Keaton's taking his shit. He's in there. He's fucking enjoying the fucking 108 as opposed to the 115 inside of his suit.
They got music going somehow.
Keaton's got music for sure. Music is a rarity, right? It's not something that you come by very often, and Keaton's got a lot of it.
You probably got all the new stuff that I haven't
He's
heard
got
for
all
2
the
years.
new stuff. He's bumping it. He's letting you listen to his old catalog, and he kind of finally finishes duking it out. You know, he's still buttoning the hatches as he walks out of the little tent.
Jethro is still eating his breakfast. He likes to savor it. Keaton was done 30 minutes ago, but Jethro is taking his time because he's got the good shit right now. I'm inside the car.
Keaton finishes pooping, gets back into the car, immediately takes his helmet off. Okay, sorry. Back to it. So, what I had done is I basically, while he was in the club, I went and I hacked into his fucking navigation system, planted this little thing. They're like these little bugs, right? These little hacking units. And if you put them in the right spot on a certain vehicle, what you can actually do is fuck with the computer system and engage like the accident avoidance protocols, and you can just fucking steer their shit for him. So what I did is I did that while he was in the club, and then when he came back out and started driving home, I started following his ass, right? And so obviously he sees me. You know, I'm not being too shy about it. I want him to see me. So he starts heading out of town, and we get out of town, we get past the buildings a little ways, like a mile or two, not super. You know, I still want to be able to get back to town, but the second he starts hitting that gas pedal, I fucking activate my system. Right turn. He goes right into a fucking ditch, crashes his shit. The guy's fucking damn near dead inside.
Right.
After that, you just pull up. I walked in. To be fair, I got lucky that his main system wasn't fucked, and I just plugged in and took his info, downloaded all of his fucking data. He had erased his navigational data, at least most of it, so I didn't get an exact map out here, but I got enough of it to piece it back together, and that's kind of what led me out to you.
So you're telling me some little thing you put on this guy's car led you all the way out here?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different shit you can do with enough connectivity.
You're always pretty good at that sort of thing. Can never really wrap my head around it.
We each got our skills. You're better with people, that's for fucking sure.
No offense, but who isn't?
Yeah, well, fuck you.
So anyways, I've been to Ghost Town before. Spent about a week there. I kept an eye on Mad Dog's complex 24/7. I didn't see any vehicles come or go. So I'm thinking he must have his own private entrance. You think you'd be able to take a look at their vehicle and figure out where it is?
I mean, it depends on how tight he keeps his ship. You know, if they're deleting navigational data from other vehicles, there's a chance that he's doing that for them too, but who knows? I mean, they're fucking scabs. Probably not, but yeah, I bet you I can figure something out. I might be able to piece together some of their shit, at least give us a main direction.
I hope so. Or this plan might just fall flat right here.
Yeah, well, we keep one of them alive. They'll talk sooner or later.
Three smaller dust clouds lit up by the red sunlight appear between you and the storm. Three vehicles pulling up on the ridge line about a mile out in front of you.
Take out the Nox. Let's take a look.
You pull them up. Make a notice roll for me, Alex. I mean, you're going to get to see regardless. But
Oh, he doesn't see very good.
Actually, I have a +2 to notice rolls because of alertness.
Oh, shit.
So that's a 4.
So with a 4, you succeed at scouting out what's coming at you. It's 3 enclosed buggies. Each of them has a hatch on the top, and they're sort of like triangle shaped. And they're sort of Mad Max looking vehicles. Most of them have been spray painted white, so they stick out pretty clearly against the orange. Yeah, you pick out there's 3 of them. I don't think you can pick out more than that, besides that their vehicles don't appear to have any mounted weaponry on them.
Or are they vehicles like mine, or are they smaller?
They're smaller than yours. You're not sure how many people could fit inside, but they're more like 2-door sedans rather than whatever you got, you know.
Jesus. 3 vehicles. Seems like overkill, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it depends on how bad you need people.
I think that Jethro starts up the truck. It's probably already on if they got the AC going. I just want to try and get these guys' attention, kick up some dust a little bit.
Yeah, just rev your wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it. You kick it up and pull up your knocks again. Doesn't seem like there's any trajectory change, which makes you think they're coming towards you.
All right, get ready. Looks like they're coming towards us.
All right, what are these assholes armed with? Long-range rifles, you think? Shotguns? You're the investigator.
You saw those rounds. What kind of rounds were they?
Rifle. All the calibers are probably different nowadays, right? But it's like 223.
So medium-ranged assault rifle kind of thing,
Yeah.
probably. Based on what I've seen, it looks like they're armed with some sort of a medium-ranged assault weaponry.
Damn, we're fucked, ain't we?
Well, they need you alive, right?
At least one of us.
So, I mean, you've never been here for any of the other abductions, obviously, but they can't just go in guns blazing, you know. If they're here for why you think they're here, they can't kill you.
They can kill one of us.
All right, well, let's fucking lock and load, I guess. You know, I really wish I would have brought my armored kit.
Do you want to just fight them here, or do you want to charge at them?
Either way, I mean, I'm pretty fucking short range, so height advantage isn't gonna do too much for me.
How much time we got, Caleb?
A mile out, probably going 45 miles per hour. So,
Oh, they're going to be here very fast.
yeah, not a lot of time to set up. You could have set up something beforehand.
We could have made some little dummies or something with our clothes, put them in the driver's seat, and then hit around the back or something.
I could see us doing that.
Is that acceptable?
Well, if you want your car to get shot up.
It's going to get shot up, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you had 4 days to think about this plan,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so then what are we in the back? We're gonna pop out?
Yeah, let's get the scarecrows.
What have you made them out of? What did you bring?
Extra suit pieces, blankets
Oh, right.
from the back,
And trash.
trash.
Yeah, I forgot you just need suits. Yeah, so they drive in to 300 feet.
Are we underneath the vehicle? What do you think?
I think we're in the trunk.
They get to 200 feet, haven't started firing. They get to 100 feet, they haven't started firing. And in fact, you start to hear them slow down, and they have still not fired a shot. How much longer do you wait?
I'm waiting to hear those car doors.
I was gonna wait for them to open the back door.
Well, you hear the 3 buggies come to a slow, steady stop before doors open up, squeaking rusty metal, wind, thick boots hitting the ground, and you hear them start to walk towards your truck as you hear one of them shout out, "Okay, whoever is in the truck, come out. I promise we won't shoot you."
I think he hears the music in there. We've got that turned up real loud. And we've probably got some smoke in there from some cigarettes or something we left going.
Oh yeah, Keaton is definitely vaping.
I see you're gonna play hard to get. So 2 of them in there. I think we get a camera shot. You 2 don't see this, but we get a camera shot of all of them. About 8 of them.
That's a lot of
right?
guys.
That's a lot for 2 of you, right?
Yeah.
You probably think that's a lot of people for 2
That is
guys.
a lot of people.
You're thinking, Caleb, maybe say less. You made it up on the spot. Maybe just change that number. But, it's written down.
Caleb, erase it. Caleb, that's a pencil.
I was thinking
8 people.
2.
One guy.
They get right up next to it and bang on the window with one of their guns. Tink, 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 tink.
What do you want to do?
We better get the surprise on him or else we're gonna be fucked.
Can I roll notice to see how many footprints I heard?
Yeah, roll notice.
I mean, doing a lot of notice and got a 6.
How would you have that information?
We heard a lot of footprints. And we would know that it's that's fucking...
That's fair. Yeah, you hear a lot of footprints.
You got any explosives?
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna risk hurting the truck.
Well, we can just take one of theirs.
And we could.
One of them tries the door. It's locked.
Listen, you can just buy me a new one with all your money anyway.
Ah, that's a good fucking point. I don't know, you kick open the door or some shit and I'll fucking throw it.
Let's try and get out quietly. With the music going, maybe they won't hear us open the back.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you a +1 with the music.
Did we hear anybody approach the back?
No.
Man, suddenly I really wish I had picked throwing.
It's athletics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it just athletics now?
Do you have athletics?
I have a D4.
Doesn't everybody get a D4?
Yes.
Everybody does, yeah. Here, give it to me. I've got a D6.
Yeah, he reaches into one of his bags and he pulls out a couple of, they look like streamlined modern grenades. However the fuck that would look. Maybe even more modernized, maybe less streamlined. Maybe they have a bunch of like odd angles on them instead of like a pineapple grenade. They've got these kind of like hexagons that kind of form the outside.
Yeah, it's literally a hexagon for stacking, yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
So he gives you a grenade.
Can we make a stealth roll to exit quietly?
Yeah, +1 from the music.
Got a 6.
I got a 3.
Okay, I'm only going to make 2 rolls because 1 is a wild card and 1 die for everybody else. Oh, Jesus Christ. So the wild card got a 9, I think. Nobody else moves, but we get a shot of the guy that's trying to like poke into the passenger door. Their suits have been like spray painted white. They're a motley assembly. None of them look anywhere near the same as each other, but the paint is very fresh. And this guy in particular has accidentally gotten some on his helmet. I'd say it's more like a Space Marine helmet, just 2 eye holes instead of like a whole front shield, which means he probably can't see very well in there, but it's a lot more form-fitting than one of those helmets is. It's a lot smaller. They're, hard canvas shells. Doesn't look like they have a lot of armor on them, unlike your suits. This guy in particular is holding a big chromed out pistol that he's tapping on the glass of the passenger side window with. And as he hears something at the back, his head turns, pulls up his gun kind of sideways at the back. Is someone in the back there? Is there more than 2 of you? I hear you. Come on out now.
Can I just throw this grenade or?
Yeah, go for it.
Great. Rather than start initiative immediately, Alex, all I'm going to ask is for an opposed agility roll with the wild card. And if you're successful, they don't have time to react. Here we go.
Are we just going to run away from this?
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
That was 28. Wait. Yeah, 28.
Okay, so a 4 above a success is a raise. He rolled a 2, which means you got 26 above him, which is 6 raises. So the stakes were you getting to throw the grenade without him acting, but you've gotten 6 raises. So what do you think that means? That's huge.
Oh man. First of all, I think mid-speech when he was saying like all that shit about how many of you are there back there, that's when the grenade just fucking plops. Oh, I have to step through the throwing roll.
Well, the raises could be you don't have to make a throwing roll.
I'll take that. Yeah, sure. They're used to just taking out these herders, right? They're mostly untrained, lightly armed. They've got a lot of hubris. They're cocky. That they were not expecting a grenade to just be lobbed over. I think I did a over the top of the vehicle, lands right on the hood of the car. And then we can just kind of use the car as cover almost. Since I rolled so high on my agility, what if not only was I faster than them, but they're going to be so disoriented from this that we're going to have to drop on them?
That sounds good. And I also think I'll give you an extra die damage for the grenade. So you're going to deal 4d6 damage.
Sheesh.
And they're all lightly armored.
So I'm at 12 plus 5. We're looking at 17.
I'm going to spend this wild card's bennies to soak. He blew up 2 6s.
Oh.
So this guy's still getting wounded, but the rest, 4 compatriots, fucking dead.
Okay, these odds are a lot better.
You describe this scene. I think he starts rolling down a hill, wounded, and then you're basically just left with 3 of them standing and this one guy rolling down the hill.
He was able to react faster than the other ones, and he was the only one in the group that he like partially dove under the vehicle maybe to use that as cover.
Oh, sure.
And everybody else just kind of like just awestruck looked at this grenade as it went off.
Yeah.
Just moments later.
And some of the shrapnel hit him in the calf.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
parts of him that were sticking out behind.
Great.
Yeah.
So he's underneath the car fucking screaming. These other guys are ripped apart to shreds because it's like a shrapnel grenade, right? Normal ass grenade. It's not a big fiery explosion. It's just like force, so a little poof of dust maybe. The shrapnel goes out. His 4 buddies just hit the dirt immediately. We get like real quick close-up shots of their helmets and suits just being fucking shredded. And then we get a very close-up shot of this guy's calf as the shrapnel pierces into it and through it. And then it's also, in addition to the normal pain, now is exposing like his whole leg to the heat of Noonside as he fucking screams in pain in the bottom as we deal initiative. And the very last thing I'm going to give you with 6 raises is he's going to act on the worst of 2 cards.
Wow, we'll get a lot. That's nice.
All right, here we go. Keaton, 2 of spades.
You fucker.
Jethro, queen of diamonds.
Oh, and thank you.
The ghost boys get a 4 of clubs, and the wild card gets a 6 of clubs. Jethro, you go first. We go highest to lowest, reverse alphabetical order, and we deal a new card every round.
I know we have the drop. I know we get +4 to our attack and damage, but it's too risky for me to take a multi-action on activating this thing. So I'm just going to try and activate my edict.
Great. Roll kindred.
Okay, I'll roll that. And that 6 blew up. I had nothing to worry about the whole time. So that's an 8. That's a success with a raise.
Great. So you successfully activate the base power of your edict. What does yours look like?
Okay, so as Jethro steps away from the vehicle that they just used as cover, he reaches up. This whole time, we've seen this wooden handle kind of peeking over his shoulder. Looks like a sheathed sword or something over his back. It's a hand-carved earthwood handle. This is rare, okay? It looks like the part of like a lance that you put under your armpit, the pit grip. No handguard. Goes right into this metal shaft. And then as he pulls it out of its sheath, you can see the rest of it looks completely different. It looks grotesque. You've got the shaft leading into this fleshy tendril kind of material that kind of wraps around this like a plant growing towards a light source. And then that goes briefly into this chitinous plating. Like it looks like it's made out of the exoskeleton of some sort of terrible alien insect. It's got armor plating, little spines on it. It looks almost like a club or something, like you would see in Monster Hunter or something like that, you know? He puts his arm next to those tendrils in the back, his hand, and it kind of just erupts over his arm all the way up to his shoulder. Parts of his chest become covered in the same kind of chitinous material, right? And the front of this weapon, if you can even call it a gun, I don't know what you can call it, turns into this sort of 3 fingers, this sharp scythe-like claws on this thing. It adds a couple of feet to Jethro's arm, giving him that kind of uncanny valley kind of look to him. And then that's all I can do this turn. So I'm sure Keaton's seen this before. He's probably not gonna react to it much, but that's my turn.
We cut to the man underneath the car. As he looks out, he just sees like this growth extend damn near the ground, and he just whispers to himself, "What the fuck?" He's going to make a spirit roll, -1, because he's wounded. He does make it, so he can act this turn. He is unshaken, although he still has a wound. I think he just points out directly at your leg, Alex, kind of rolls over and takes a shot. Essentially, he's doing a called shot. He has such little room. I think this is probably -4, which means -5 with his wound. He misses, obviously. You just hear a gunshot go off underneath the car as his compatriots behind him that are still alive kind of duck down at the explosion. We get a shot of their spray-painted helmets looking at each other, and then they start to run back towards their cars. They get behind cover. Man, they're a little confused. They're supposed to take you alive, but they didn't think ranchers would have fucking grenades on them. So I think all 3 of them opened fire. 2 at Keaton, 1 at Jethro, -4 because of the extent of the cover you have. They're using rate of fire 2 weapons, so they're all rolling 2 dice each. All are misses. Gunfire erupts around you. Although they only roll 2 dice, rate of fire 2 means you're actually shooting off like 4 shots, you know? So there's like 12 shots coming at you, pinging around the car. You hear some whiz by you through the air. You hear some impact into the car. We get a shot of the front of the car as the windshield starts to like crack as bullets fly through it. And then we're off to the races as it's your turn, Keaton.
How far are these guys away from me?
Let's say 12 yards.
Perfect. So Keaton peeks around the corner, raises this dark shotgun that we don't really get a good sight of in this windstorm, and just takes a couple shots. Do I still have the jump on them? Probably not, right? They went before me. That makes sense?
No, I think you still do.
Perfect. Well, then I'm going to take a multi-action penalty to take 2 shots.
You are getting a -4 because of their cover.
Oh, well then I won't do that. I will only take 1 shot. And it's a good thing that I did that. So I hit, and I will do 3d6 damage with my shotgun. That is 16 damage, Caleb.
I think you get 1 of them. So he takes a couple shots, kneels down, leaning past one of the taillights of this Humvee-like vehicle, and then you wait for him, and just as he's about to pop out, you pop out to take the shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is fully modernized shotgun, shooting buckshot. So this is like, even if it hits him in the upper shoulder, it leaves mincemeat and a massive hole. Even at 12 yards, like, this is a pretty grotesque way to go out.
There's just a spray of blood on the back of their car. There's a shot of like the guy next to him. It just gets sprayed with blood, the white mingling with red as he looks down to his buddy and looks up to you and then crouches further down behind the vehicle as we deal another round of initiative. Wild card gets a king of diamonds. Minions get a 2 of hearts. Keaton gets a 3 of clubs.
Oh,
Rip.
You fucker.
Jethro gets a 4 of hearts.
Oh, hit me. I got quick.
Oh, nice. 8 of diamonds instead. wild card goes first. We just hear him inside of his helmet. Fuck, fuck, fuck. He took a shot. He completely missed it. He doesn't have a good enough shot. In fact, I think the camera shot we see is like over his shoulder as Jethro takes a step back behind the wheel well. So this guy starts to crawl back underneath the car. This guy's voice breaks. I think he was putting on a bit of a show. You two don't know this about him, but this is the first mission he's undertaken like this. It's the first kidnapping he's ever attempted. The first people he's shot at, really. So he points this chromed out pistol under the car and goes, "What, you can't kill a couple of kids?" and just starts shooting underneath the car wildly. He's going to make a taunt roll opposed by your spirit, Keaton. He's going to do a test of wills. He's going to spend his second Benny to re-roll. So the best he got was a 3.
I've got a 4, baby.
Great. He was attempting to make you vulnerable, but obviously that's not happening. He yells out, "What, you can't kill a couple of kids?" And you just hear like shots ping out in the wheel well, like you're clearly behind cover. He can't do anything. Alex, Jethro.
Oh boy, these guys are still behind cover at the Humvees, right? So
yeah.
I'm gonna try and take this guy hostage, maybe.
Okay.
So he's underneath the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want the car between me and the other goons, if possible. I don't know what the formation's like.
Sure. The easiest way to get him would be around the side. If you want to go underneath the back of the car, that's probably considerably harder. That's probably like a -2 to your roll. If you got on the side of the car, 2 of them could fire at you without cover, just because they're parallel to that side of the car, but the other 2 would still be rolling -4.
Okay, I think I'll go for that option.
And I think if it fails, you probably have the option to move still.
Yeah, he's not very far. I mean, we're on, just around the car.
Yeah, basically adjacent. So you're trying to pull him out?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it'd be an opposed fighting roll if you want. He's at a -1 because he's wounded. He's taking 1
And
wound.
a -2 because he's prone.
He doesn't have a weapon either.
Oh,
Was that
shit.
taken into account?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so -5.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that.
Cool.
Got a 6.
Well, he's got a 7, -5, so he's got a 2. You rolled a 6, so you got him with a raise even. So I don't want to look at the rule. I think that essentially means you have him completely under your control with a raise till he can try to sort of break out of it on his turn if he wants. Yeah, how do you rip him out? How do you get him behind the car under your control?
I want to grab him by the leg and just drag him out of there. Like, there's not much to grab onto except for the car. Maybe he's just not quick enough.
Yeah, I think you start to drag him, and he instinctively like tries to do a sit-up to shoot at you, and then just slams his like helmeted head into the car. He yells "fuck." You pull him out, and then just kick the gun out of his hand, and then drag him behind the car. Keaton, you hear half of this play out, and then see the other half of just like him dragging a flailing body behind the car, and then I think you just roll him over on his back, pull an arm back, and then kneel on both. Kneel on the arm into the back. Keaton, it's your turn.
So I'm going to roll a taunt towards the minions. All minions if I can.
Okay.
I'm going to roll it first to see how this goes before I say anything. That's a 5.
You know, normally it's directed against 1, but I'll let you get 2 if you go after like 1 car of folks. 1 is taunted as fuck. The other is fine.
So I think that there's 2 guys that can see a little more clearly their boss get dragged out from underneath this vehicle.
Yeah.
And as they see that, they can see Keaton kind of take a step forward with his shotgun into his face and yell out, "All right, you fucking jerk-offs, come on out. We got your little fucking boss over here."
Oh, okay. So you're not attempting, are you attempting to make them distracted or vulnerable?
I imagine that mechanically it would be vulnerable, or I'm trying to draw them out of cover. They're either going to move out to try to come retake their boss, but mechanically them leaning out to see what's going on would give that +2 anyways.
Cool. I'm going to roll for the third one as well, just because I think narratively that makes sense. So one of them is not drawn out of cover, but definitely 2 of them look up to the point where they're only going to get half cover if you decide to shoot at them, and they're kind of confusedly looking at each other. The one that wasn't taunted just straight opens fire on, without thinking about it, just opens fire on Jethro. And the other 2 like go, oh yeah, we can at least still shoot at him. So they fire 2. They're all at -4 to that, Avi. They're going to take 2 shots again each, mechanically. Oof, well that's some 6s. That's 3 6s.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we got some hits here. We got 3 normal hits.
Uh-oh.
What's your armor? We've talked about armor before, right? What did we decide on?
I don't have any.
3.
3.
You should have 3.
You should have 3
From
armor.
the suit?
Yes, the basic suits are 3.
All right, then. Then my toughness is 8.
2 don't pierce your armor, and then 1 shakes you. Now, mechanically, all 3 of them hit you, and all 3 of them are dealing damage. But I think narratively, the way to think about it is, it's sort of like you got a little bit of plot armor, right? Like until you take a wound, maybe you don't actually have to get shot. So what happens that shakes Jethro here as these shots get real close?
I mean, I'm pretty exposed here. You're wrestling with this guy.
Yeah, and then Keaton grabbed him from you and dragged him out.
No, I think I literally just walked up, like, I just pointed a gun into his face and said, like, I'll kill your fucking boss.
Sure.
I think that a bullet grazes that arm that I've got. You see a little bit of a spark as you got this kind of hardened armor on the outside of this thing. It just ricochets and hits the vehicle next to me.
Messed around. I'm gonna deal again. Minions up first. I think we're still going to keep the 2 of them sticking up out of cover, but they're just going to keep shooting at Jethro. Sorry, pal.
Uh-oh.
All miss again. Oh,
nice.
That's 2 shots each, right? Well, oh my
nice.
God.
Those are all ones. Oh,
All
bystander.
ones.
Oh, 2 of those guys rolled snake eyes.
Oh, shit.
Or one of them rolled snake eyes
Yeah, one
on
of them.
both shots.
Yeah, do we remember how that works?
Bystander rules, yeah.
Each skill die that's a 1 hits a random victim adjacent to or directly in the line of fire to the original target.
Yeah, so they shoot their boss.
Oh, wow. And on rate of fire 2, plus each skill die that rolls a 1 or a 2 hits a bystander.
Yeah.
So we should have been doing this much sooner. My bad.
This guy's just Swiss cheese at this point.
But 2 of them are shooting their boss.
Gotta love that.
Well, that snake rolls on that damage and 2 and a 1 on that damage. So, some
the dice.
bullets also whiz by him very dangerously.
Keep using those ones. Those are good.
All right, that's their turn. They just wildly shoot at you and nothing happens. I mean, they've unloaded a lot of bullets at this point. 12 bullets around. I mean, basically 40 bullets flying past you. Jethro, your turn.
All right. I want to get this guy in a human shield situation. So he's entangled right now. With a raise, he's bound.
Right, so he is bound. So you got a race.
You
I
got a
did?
race on the original grapple, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I probably can already do that then because he's bound.
Right, yeah.
I guess I want to just lift him up to his feet, use him as a human shield, kind of approach the men behind the cars.
Yeah, I think with the raise, he's already in a position where he can do that. Yeah, no problem. You got an arm behind his back, fucking pushing him
Got
forward.
that fucking creepy arm on his front, next to his neck with my claws or something. And I think I'm just going to tell him, stand down or your boss gets it.
I think that's an intimidation roll, my dude.
That's only a 2. Let's Benny that. All right, that's a 4 on my intimidation roll. I guess I'll keep that.
Well, they all rolled 4 above then, Alex, so none of them are too hurt by that idea. Maybe they think they're dead anyway if they drop him, at least for now. Either way, roll fails. On to Keaton.
I'm just going to take another shot. Now, firing with a shotgun, you'll never guess that I get a +2 as long as they're within 12 inches, which they are. Well, that's fucking 2s, so I'm going to Benny that.
Here we go.
Wow, wouldn't you guess that's another miss? So I think that this is just a shot that's just too short. It just hits the vehicle in front of this guy. The buckshot, digs some good holes into it. Other than that, there's no effect.
On to Wildcard. So he's going to take his action to try and break free. He is vulnerable and distracted, so he gets a -2 on all of his rolls. Got a 1.
I got a 3.
You're holding on to him tight. Still no jokers.
No jokers.
Minions go first. I
Yikes.
think they are no longer vulnerable. They're running out of things to do, and also they're running out of ammo here. 2 of them move to make it inside of a car. They start to run and get in, and then are trying to power up the vehicle and try to get out of here. I think that's all they can do on their turn, because that's kind of difficult, and their cover's only going to be a -2 because now they are half of their body is exposed. The last one takes a shot at Keaton this time. 2 shots. He makes 1 shot. Not enough damage to do anything to you, pal. On to you, Jethro.
All right, I see these guys going for the vehicle. I think I gotta try and shoot the guy that's getting into the driver's seat. On my clawed hand, there's a little opening, and I guess you just hear this, a snapping, clicking sound. Have you ever heard someone tear muscle before? A muffled snapping sound from within this arm. And a little, a spine shoots out towards this guy that's trying to get in the driver's seat. So shooting roll at -2. Oh, baby, 2 6s. That's a 14.
Okay, so hit with the raise, so an extra d6 damage.
That's going to be 2d8 plus an extra 6. AP2. 16.
Dead.
So I think as soon as he puts his hand on the door, maybe he's looking across to his friend who's doing the same thing on the other side. and this spine just shoots right through his temple, goes clean through his head, lands in the sand behind him, and it is pretty bloody. It's not a bullet. It's not as clean. Like getting shot through the head with a crossbow bolt, I guess, would be the most comparable thing. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that.
Nothing else really happens the rest of the round. Keaton tries to shoot and bounces a few shotgun pellets off their car. This guy in your hands tries to break out, Alex, and then we deal next round.
Oh, there's the first Joker.
That's a Joker, baby. That's for the mini boys, the minions. One of them will continue to shoot at Keaton. Oh, wait, he's out of ammo. So he tries to take a shot. He leans up, tick, 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 crouches down and like fumbles to reload as he swears to himself. And then the other car to his now right, as he's like back to the car, starts to rev, just take off. Alex, he's going to try to ram you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you two options. You can let this guy in front of you go, and you both get the same chance to dodge the car, or you remain vulnerable. The guy in front of you is definitely getting hit, but you're going to be at a -2 in the opposed roll. What do you think?
I think I'm going to let him go.
So this feller's going to make a driving roll, I think, and it can be opposed by either your agility or your athletics, I think.
Let's give it a shot.
You got a one? I'm going to Benny that. One of my 2 bennies. Okay, he got a 4.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I got a 7.
And your friendo got a 4, so both of you dodge. It comes towards you, and he like swerves, grinding against this car, just taking off paint, metal on metal, as he smashes into it. You let go of this guy, and you both jump out of the way into dust as the car like drives past you. Oh, wait, big boy is still distracted. He gets -2. He gets hit. I think the damage of a car at 12 yards, oh my god, that's 36 feet to speed up. Oh my god.
Substantial.
Gotta be 3d6, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking 3d6 as well. 6 blew up. 15 damage. He's got no bennies left to soak. Big guy has taken 3 wounds. He just gets hit and slammed down onto the hood of this thing. His whole helmet doesn't shatter, it just cracks, and he's held on to the hood as his buddy rams into him and then is like shaking his head in panic, and then he brakes, coming to a standstill, the 2 cars side by sides like ships boarding, as the man you've been holding hostage gets sent forward full send, slamming into the sand in like a meteoric slide. Jethro, on to you.
Is he incapped?
No, he's taking 3 wounds.
Shit. Okay. The car's right next to me. Can I try and open the door, see if it's locked?
No shot. He's locked it. Yeah, you can just open the door.
All right. Yeah, I open the door and jump in. What kind of penalties would I be at for opening the door and making an attack against him?
So I think you're so close. I think you can literally just open the car and stab him if you want, you know.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to try and make a fighting roll against him.
Parry's 5, but you get +2 because he's unarmed.
7 with the +2.
Hit with no raise.
And that's just strength plus D6.
He looks up at you and you see like this bug-like face painted in white spray paint over his helmet.
Ooh, not much damage. I did 5 damage to this guy.
He's shaken. You trying to like clutch in at him. He just like freaks out and tries to like kick at you. He's like fighting with the doors. You try to get in. We go over to Keaton. You're still behind your an original vehicle, right?
Yes, he hasn't moved. He's just been trying not to get shot.
So the whole truck like rocks back and forth as this other car hits it, and you see this figure fly out behind the car.
Jethro literally just opened the door, and he's just like on the outside holding on to it.
Keaton sees this leader, this fuckboy, go flying off the hood of this car. And I think while he's down, he's just going to try to take the opportunity to finish him off. There we go. That's a 7. So that's only 6 damage.
Well, he's already shaken. Would you like me to roll on the injury table for him as he becomes incapacitated?
Sure.
He rolls a 7, which is sort of your generic one. He's hit in the guts. He's battered. His vigor is reduced by a die type.
He kind of like hits the sand and rolls over like onto his hands and knees. And as he's slowly rising up, you kind of get this shot in the distance of Keaton looking forward, firing at these other fuckboys in the vehicles across the way. And he glances back, sees this guy starting to get up, and he just turns really quickly, fires off 1 shot. You see like a spatter of blood as it hits him like somewhere between the waist and the ribs. And he just plops back down flat as Keaton bunkers down behind this vehicle again.
Minions go first. One shoots at Keaton again. Freshly reloaded, pops out behind this vehicle, firing off some shots. That's a single hit, 6 damage.
So I have an 8 toughness, 3 of it is armor.
They got AP1.
So I'm good.
Yeah, they got shitty weapons up north, you know. The other one is now point blank range with you, Alex. What's your parry here?
6.
So he just points his rifle at you and fires a couple shots. He's rolling against your parry instead of a flat 4 because you're in like melee combat, you know. Both miss. I think what it means is that you like grab onto his rifle and just hold it to the side as he like fires off and tries to get it under control.
Cool.
Then it's your turn, actually.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just kind of I throw the rifle downwards with that clawed hand, and I'm gonna go for another fighting roll against this guy. I'm gonna make it a wild attack
+2 on attack, that is.
and damage, and I will be vulnerable. Barely a raise. Or actually, what's his parry? It's probably not a raise at all.
That's 5.
So not even a raise. I got an 8. So I'll roll damage. Looking at 11 damage.
How'd he kill?
I thrust his rifle downward aside, and then immediately after that, just follow up with a claw attack to this guy's neck region. Takes out a good chunk of his flesh, and he starts bleeding out in his vehicle there.
All right, Cameron, there's one alive dude left.
So Keaton's going to move out of his position. He's going to run 6 yards out at an angle to try to alleviate some of this cover that his opponent has, which is leaving himself completely exposed. But he's going to run out there and take a shot at this guy. Ooh, that's snake eyes.
Oh, that's unbendable, right?
That is unbendable.
Oh my god. Okay, well, let's see. If disaster strikes right now, this is a pretty safe scenario to fire a gun in. It's bad enough that you're out of cover and exposed. I think you just fire a few rounds off to no effect as he gets himself further bunkered down into cover. Cool?
Totally.
Well, they go last this round for once, and it's going to go Jethro, Keaton, them.
How long is it going to take me to get over to this guy?
You're at least going to have to run because he hasn't moved.
So I guess I'm going to use an action to run and an action to attack.
Roll, what's your pace? 6?
Yeah.
So roll a d6 for running. Get that many extra yards.
3.
Great. So you've run 9 out of 13, so you got 4 left to go. So
Jethro just climbs on top of this vehicle. He jumps down and starts charging this guy.
Keaton?
Well, the real problem with a shotgun is that it's got pretty low ammo capacity.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so not only did I roll a snake eyes on that last one, but it was the last shell he has in this shotgun.
Oof. Well, you can reload and then attack as a multi-action and just get a -2 to attack.
Which I think is what he's going to do. Again, we kind of get a shot from behind him, so we don't get a clear view of what this shotgun looks like, but we can see him hurriedly reaching into a back pocket, pulling something out. You can hear the gears and mechanisms. And then I'm going to take my shot at -2. Wow, wouldn't you know that that's a miss. I can use this Benny, but if I get shot, I'm going to need to... you know what? I'll use one. That's a miss.
New round. Well, what do you know? Both you go first again. Keaton?
Watch this. Caleb, that's a miss. Just kidding. That's a hit.
Hey, Keaton can shoot, everybody.
But he cannot do any damage.
7 damage.
That's 7 damage. So
well,
the guy's shaking.
He's shaking. I mean, you're charging with a shotgun. That writes itself, right? You're literally reloading in the middle of open air. So you blast into the back of the car. He starts to like stumble backwards. Jethro, I think you come around the other side of the car as this guy's backing up. It's your turn.
At this point, I guess I should just take him out, right?
Yeah, I don't want to
fuck
do
this
another
guy,
fucking
man.
turn.
He's been out here killing these ranchers. Fuck this guy. Yeah, I'm going to make an attack against him. All right, wild attack. 5, couple D8s. 1 so far. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. That's 9. The 8 blows up.
Ooh.
Into a 4. We're looking at 12.
Okay. How'd he kill?
I think I just charge him, cock back my arm as I go, and then just get him right in the guts, right below his sternum with that claw upwards. Lift him up the ground maybe a little bit. He struggles for a little while, and then you just see the light kind of drain out of his eyes, and I pull my hand back.
So the whole fight in real time is you two hunkered behind this car as an explosion goes off. Jethro pulling this guy out from underneath as Keaton just exchanges dozens and dozens of rounds with these other 2 cars. Car charges, Jethro's dealing with that, and then Keaton charges, finally flanking around the car, and then Jethro coming in to back him up, and the fight ends the opposite of how it started, with the 2 of you behind the vehicles of your would-be attackers. All of them are dead except for the one fella bleeding out over there, which you are only aware of from his muffled yelling through his helmet as the hot air of Almanac singes at his flesh.
think my arm goes back to normal. Put my weapon back in its sheath. Get the glove that I had removed from my hand to use my edict. Put that back on my suit.
You know, I've seen a lot of fucked up ways to die, but I'm never gonna get used to seeing you with that thing.
It's all the same. Bullets, blades.
I would beg to fucking differ.
Well, you're shooting 1,000 little pellets through these guys, turn them into Swiss cheese, and you're gonna complain to me?
You just shoved like 3 blades, the size of fucking lawnmower blades, through that dude and into the car behind him. Are you telling me that is better than this? This is quick. This is bam, 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 pop. You're done.
I kind of motion over towards the guy on the ground. Guess it's not that quick.
Well, some guys get unlucky. And then Keaton takes a few long steps across this battlefield over towards this guy who's muttering to himself in his helmet, and he just raises that shotgun flat and just takes his head off.
We could have talked to him.
I don't think he had anything good to say.
Well, let's see what we can get out of these vehicles first, before we try anything drastic. Are all these vehicles damaged, or is there one that's still good?
2 of them are fine.
I mean, you were shooting some shotguns at these guys.
Oh, one of them is fine. Because I didn't shoot behind one car.
Yeah, the one that rammed your car is in pretty decent condition, actually. It's missing a headlight.
On the inside's just blood everywhere, too.
That is true, but otherwise it's fine.
We walk over, open up the driver's side, pull the guy out, set him on the ground.
Oh, listen, I'm not driving in this shit. We'll just drive in the one that's got fucking shotgun holes in it. These things get shot up all the fucking time. You think they're gonna give a shit? You think they're not gonna question why this is full of blood?
Only when they look inside. I think it'll be a little bit too late for that, don't you think?
Fuck, I'll drive then. You can sit on this fucking shitty blood-ass side.
He was in the driver's seat.
Well, you drive then. No, I'm not sitting in that shit.
Just, see what you can find out. Why don't you just get your fingers in there?
God, these fucking scab computers are always so fucked up. Keaton reaches in and kind of detaches what looks like a thin USB on a wire from that wrist mount that he's got. Fumbles around, looks like he's looking for some type of a port, opens up a couple of hatches, goes through the glove compartment, and then eventually finds one kind of underneath the dashboard that he plugs into. And I'm going to make a computer roll.
While he's doing that, kind of search the vehicles and the bodies, see if there's anything interesting.
Yeah, sure, make a notice roll.
It's a 5, Caleb.
Yeah, you can get into the computer relatively easily. I mean, it's password protected and stuff, but you just hack in. You just hack in there, baby.
Just hacks right in there, baby.
Yeah, hardwire in there. What information were you trying to find out?
Just kind of some basic navigation stuff. We know where it's at, but only loosely. There's kind of this, like, I don't know, there's a lot of questions going on about this place. So I'm just going to see what I can find out of this vehicle.
Yeah, you can basically track down with a little process of elimination a few mile square area where Ghost Town must be. Just looking at their navigational data. I mean, they don't have a lot, but, you know, this is hundreds of years in the future. Even rudimentary technology these days has that kind of information. They can't necessarily communicate with satellites, but there's black box data, as it were, that you could access. And you also notice, since you made the roll, that there's a separate device that's like in the engine, like a small box wired in, that's like a short range transmitter. It's like something that transmits within like 50 feet or so. And looking at it, you're pretty confident with the information Jethro gave you that this could probably open up a back door into Ghost Town.
Gotcha.
So it's like the cars are wired up to head through. Alex, what did you roll?
I got a 9.
Man, what are you trying to find in these cars? Loose change?
I don't know. I was just grasping for information, honestly.
Grasping at straws.
Yeah, I don't know if there'd be any cool little detective things I could find. Or,
well, there is one...
like the paint on their face or...
Well, Alex, this is a line I was going to give you if you kept one of these guys alive to interrogate him. So tell me how you find this information, because you rolled a 9. This is what he was going to say to you. Never met him, but Mad Dog said if me and my boys brought in a rancher alive, he'd give us some work.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's a flyer. He's been handing out flyers.
This is a little flyer.
His name is Mad Dog. This guy's got to be out of his fucking mind.
Honestly, it is something Mad Dog would do to hand out flyers.
So there's just flyers that say, like, bring me a rancher, get some work.
You know, it's a hand-scrawled, badly written cursive note that says that. It's not a flyer. It's like a handwritten note to this guy. And it looks like it's something he kept in his breast pocket. It's something he kept very dear and dear to his heart. Also, you realize, Alex, that a lot of people out of Ghost Town, especially like Mad Dog's men specifically, do this white spray paint motif pretty much everywhere. And if this guy wasn't even a part of Mad Dog's crew yet, you think he's kind of fiercely loyal to him. You know, you're a pretty good read of people, and you would think this guy, like, maybe he's down on his luck, he's had a bad life, and the one thing that was going to get him out of it is working for Mad Dog, like almost a zealous devotion to him. But you do get the information that Mad Dog's looking for some people, and if you show up at the rancher, he's probably not going to shoot you on sight. With that in mind, the two of you are sitting in this war zone around you. Keaton, you pull this information off. What now from here?
All right, well, I got some basic data. I kind of know where this place is at, and I think I can get us in, looks like some type of a locked entrance.
You got any of those things you were talking about earlier that can remote control cars?
Yeah, I got one.
You want to use one of those? Maybe we could get all 3 vehicles in there. Make it look like they're returning back.
No, you misunderstand how they work. I can't drive a car. I can fuck with a car. Like, I can give a car like 1 or 2 immediate commands.
No.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Well, you want to take the bloody one or one of the ones with all the holes in them?
I'd rather take one that's shot up. Like, they all look like shit, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just worried about the structural integrity, the cooling system inside. I guess we could just wear our suits.
No, that's a good point. Well, we're gonna have to wear our suits anyways.
Yeah.
So you climb inside of the bullet hole-ridden car. Do you do anything to patch up the bullet holes?
Not really. Not if it's gonna take very long. I definitely grab all my gear, grab all my shit.
Okay, let's say good steering, good power, comfortability like aircon and stuff, and range. Pick 2.
We gotta have range and power.
Range and power?
Yeah, so
Steering's
we're gonna
be
get
a
there.
little fucky.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, and we're gonna get there pretty soon. It's gonna be a rough ride, and it's not gonna be comfortable.
I'm more concerned with the escape.
Keaton and Jethro race towards Ghost Town in a stolen dune buggy, kicking up red dust as they fly across Noonside, a bright red seasoning on the dusty brown ground. Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crow's Terminus. If you liked what we do here, please make sure to like and review. That's the best way to help support this show for free. And if you're feeling a bit generous with coin, you can join our Patreon for access to our Discord and be in the ranks of folks such as Greg Gray, Ariel Weiss, Jared, Kirby, and Jeremy Dunlap, along with Prime, David Hayes, Ethan Saperstein, and Wade Bernier. Casted this week is myself, Caleb Sunstead, who you can find on Twitter at MarshallCaleb, Alex Horrell, who played Jethro Crow, who you can find on Twitter at Alex Horrell, Cameron Reed, who portrayed Keaton Crow, who you can find at CJReed211 on Twitter. Music was by William Ecker or myself, who you can find at musicdirecker.bandcamp.com. Special thanks to my good friend Cameron Reed for doing a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. And if you follow us on Twitter at Sounds of Crows, he's the one you'll most likely be talking to. Finally, thank you to Renee Wanger for providing her trombone talent. Our executive producer is Alexandria Majan at Alexandria Majan on Twitter. Thanks for sticking around for the credits, folks. See you next time.